But we have a special segment on this show called the 7 p.m. moment. This moment refers to that point in your life, be it personal or professional, where you had a fork in the road. Like we're going this way or going that way will set you down a very specific path. So you have to be locked in about what you decide to do. Like what was that 7 p.m. moment for you?
Man, a lot of people don't know. About 4 years ago, Rudy know. My dad got real sick during the season, and there was a lot of times like we'd play a game, and I'd tell him like, "Bro, I'm out after the game. I'm flying back to L.A. No matter where we at. We can be in fucking Boston. I'm hopping on a plane, middle of the night, flying to L.A. just to sit with Pops in the hospital. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know how long he had left." And I never wanted to be a distraction. I never wanted to get out. I never wanted to be a distraction within the team. So, Pop always allowed me to, miss practice. Well, we never really practiced, but I used to fly in the day of the game. So it was a point of like my last season in San Antonio where it was a lot of times like I only showed up for the game because I'm flying home, sit with Pops. And it was a tough time for me because like I didn't know when the shit was when it was gonna happen. I remember we was in Charlotte one day and we couldn't fly to San Antonio, the ice storms, remember?
Yeah.
And so we stuck in in Charlotte for like 4 or 5 days, and I get the call that my dad passed. And like I literally had to get up out of there. I left. And that was a tough time for me because he passed, but I still wanted to be around my teammates.
To get that energy.
That was the shit that kept me going. You know what I mean? It was plenty of times where I go out there, get 30, 40, hit a game winning shot, knowing like the plane waiting on me, I gotta fly home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So doing that for so many times my last year in San Antonio, it was tough. Like it took a toll on me for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. Like I was there, so I never people outside don't understand. Like we have real lives. You know what I'm saying? This man flying halfway across the country and still be able to play at the level. And I tell you that all the time. It's like, bro, I don't know how you do it. Like he always kept his composure. You'll never know he laughing, but he going through some real stuff.
That's a fact.
And I don't think it's not a lot of people tough, even in the league, tough enough to do what you did, bro. So I take my hat off.
Appreciate it.
R.I.P. Big Frank too.
That's
Appreciate
a fact.
it. Yeah.
I had a moment like that. I was in San Antonio playing the Spurs and found out. No, you laughing? No, you wasn't there. You wasn't there yet. I had a moment like that where I got the call. My sis,
Oh, I think you talking about the other one. My bad.
As I'm playing San Antonio, and I could see the energy on the bench change.
Yeah.
Everybody else heard it. I didn't hear about it, and they didn't want to tell me. So I know the energy about wanting to be with the fan, but also wanting to be with the teammates, because the basketball was the only thing that was keeping me right at that point in time.
You know what I thought you was talking about, right?
Nah, I know you thought I was talking about.
What you thought he was talking about?
Shit, we was there together. Remember?
Oh, The other shit always in San Antonio.
In San Antonio. I was in San Antonio. That was the other time when they asked me, boop, boop, and they gave me the cut.
Yeah.
Houston. And San Antonio.
D'Antoni, Houston. Right.
I'll never forget that roof, Chris. Yeah. But anyway, with that 7 p.m. moment, was that one of the reasons why you decided to write your book Above the Noise?
Yeah, that was the main part too, because that showed me a lot in a lot of, one, my character being able to do the things I was doing, but also it brought to light like a lot of shit that I was also dealing with that I hid behind because of basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was band-aiding a lot of emotions and a lot of things for various reasons, because I didn't want nobody to know. I didn't want to be a distraction. I didn't want nobody, to feel bad for me. But it was moments where it'll cause me to lash out at times. Like you remember that one time in the bubble?
Yeah. I know.
Like
I ain't gonna speak on that, but I remember.
But it was a lot of those situations that used to come about. You know what I mean? To where like uncontrollably.
Yeah.
And it was like, it got me to a point to where like, man, I gotta figure this shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But before it becomes detrimental, for me, because I've either hid behind a smile too much, played too much to forget about a lot of shit, but I also use physical fitness in what we do to kind of have another alter ego to get myself out of that too. You know what I mean? So in the long run, that shit ain't beneficial. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be genuinely pure when it comes especially with my kids.
Yeah,
you know
indeed,
what I mean?
true indeed.
Like be completely locked in and not feel like I'm wearing a mask when I'm around my kids. That's what pushed me to, do a book. And even doing the book fucked me up even more because it made me realize, like, God damn, it's a lot of other shit I need to work on.
But also it makes you got to be vulnerable when you write that book. Because you got to go back and tell stories and think about stories that you probably done masked for so long that you done forgot about it.
Yep.
And in order for that book to be what is above the noise, you got to peel back them layers.
Got to, bro.
And it's therapeutic too.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's helpful because there's a lot of shit within the book that I realized that I got to even get better at.
Yeah.
That was even more of a problem. You know what I mean? And I don't think that would have came out if I didn't even attempt to do a book. You know what I mean?
I mean, DeMar, you mentioned something in the conversation before. Rudy was talking about he don't know how you was flying cross country during games, and you said there was a time where Papa just let you show up for the games. Yeah, and what's going on with Gregg Popovich now. One of the dopest things I've seen is when he came out, a bunch of his former players, even dudes that weren't even on the Spurs no more, came out to show him love. And I feel like everybody that talks about him, as great as he is as a coach, it's always those type of stories that they always like talk about. Yeah. So like, tell me a little bit about how the relationship with Pop sort of like enabled you to like have those final moments with your pops, with your father.
That's what it was. It used to be days we'd come in there and we think we have practice. And he'll pull up some shit going on in a third world country with 13-year-old kids being trained to be, killers with AK-47s and all that. And he'll put it in perspective like, man, we get to come here, shoot a basketball, make $1 million. Take care of your kids, make sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then put shit in perspective. He used to do a lot of things to put shit in perspective all the time, more than basketball. So those was the things that helped us keep shit in perspective. So that's why I think you hear so many of those stories because that's genuinely who he was at all times. It was always basketball last, you as a man first, family, everything else before basketball. You know what I mean? That was the special thing about him.
Papa special, but
he a real one, man. Yeah.
He'll tell you like, this basketball shit ain't nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck wins and losses. Fuck championships. He'll tell you straight up. How you doing? How your family? How your kids? Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah.
Pop was that, man.
Shout out to Pop. That was the illest joint, man. When he he's going through his health issues and the first time we see him in public, he's not there by himself. He's there with all his plays. Even, I think Deontay Murray, who I think is playing for the Pelicans at that point, shows up for the conference. It's like he has nothing to do with it, but that's the lasting, impression that he felt he's had on a lot of players, and especially with what you were going on with. So I feel like a lot of people get to see that from him for sure.
Yeah, that's dope.